we are now looking at page 94. And this one is just factoring each polynomial completely. And the biggest thing with this is your first step is always look for a GCF. Yes, GCF, your greatest common factor, because it might make your factoring easier. So let's look at number 1. Okay. Looking if I can take anything out of each term, right? 3x squared, 15x plus 18. They are all divisible by 3. And I'm left with x squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay. Now I'm just factoring this, x squared minus 5x plus 6. So we're multiplying to 1 times 6, which is 6, and adding to negative 5. But negatives, right? So negative 2 times negative 3 is 6, negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. So I have 3 times x minus 2, x minus 3. Okay, the next one I'm going to look at is number 3. Okay. 8x cubed. Both of these have 8 and 18 have a common factor of 2. That's the largest number that can divide into both of those. And then both of them also have an x. So don't forget that you also can have a variable come out. So 2x goes in front and left with 4x squared minus 9. We should recognize that this is difference of squares, right? So we're kind of going back to our different types of factoring. I can take the square root of both of these. Right? So we now have 2x times 2x plus 3, 2x minus 3. Alright, so that one would be letter N there. Alright, and we're going to look at one more. And we're going to look at number 9. No. Let's look at number 12. And all 3 of these can be divided by 6. They have all the 6 in them. And they all also have an m in them. So I have 6m on the outside. 60 divided by 6 is 10. M cubed divided by m is m squared. Plus 9m minus. Now this is where you have to be careful. 6m divided by 6m is not 0. They don't go away. It's 1. So now this is an example where we have that coefficient out in front. So when I'm doing 10 times negative 1, which is negative 10, and then we have a 9 here. So we're multiplying to negative 10, adding to 9. Something with a 10 and a 1, the 1 should be negative. Now again, we have to do our divide and slide. So divide by 10 on both sides. This one doesn't reduce, and it slides out in front. So we have 6m times m plus 1 times 10m minus 1. And that is here. All right, again, the order, it's okay if the orders are flipped. So that's C for 12. I'll write that one down here. Okay. Alright, and that is it for page 94. Go ahead, start working on the rest of those. Pause the video to work on the rest of those, and then continue on. Alright, we are now on page 95. This page is it's just more practice. These problems are very much the same as the one we just did. You're just factoring completely. You might have any type of factoring. There are a few that are tricky, and I'm going to do the tricky ones so that you see them. We'll start with number 5. It's not super tricky, but it'll be good to do. X to the 4th plus 8x cubed minus 20x squared. So these don't have any coefficient in common, right? A greatest common factor there. But they do all have an x squared in them. So we're going to bring that x squared out in front. And we're left with x squared minus 20. And as you're getting good at this, you don't so much need to make that box, this thing. I start not doing that. I really only do that if there's not a coefficient of 1. If there's a coefficient of 1, I just start thinking of what the factors are. So multiply to negative 20, add to 8, that's going to be x, and positive 10, x minus 2. So I would stop worrying so much about that with ones that don't have a number in front of that first term. So that's number 5. So anywhere you see a number 5 up here, you would put 1 through 7, x squared, x plus 10, x minus 2x. The next one we are going to look at, there are a few other ones that are similar to this one, is number 10. Nope, number 9. And then number 10. Okay. This is an odd one because it's usually the 4th, then u squared, and this is when you kind of have to pay attention to your exponents. Usually it's u squared, then u. But with something like this, I'm going to factor it. Normally I'm going to find my two numbers, and what changes is what goes here. Okay, so I'm going to find my two numbers. What multiplies to negative 4 adds to negative 3. So that's negative 4 and positive 1. Okay. And what goes here? So usually, right, factoring is the opposite of multiplication. Right, so x times x is x squared. So here I'm going to put u squared and u squared, because u squared times u squared is u to the 4. Okay, and this works because it's u to the, this u squared is just here, where this x is just here. Okay, so this is kind of a unique situation. Number 9 has. It's the same thing with number 14 on this. Right, that is. With an S as number 9. And then I'll just do number 11 because that one is also a little bit odd. For kind of the same reason. No, it's not really that odd, but that's okay. We'll do it anyway. So all of these can be divided by 2. They also all have a v in them, so it looks like there's 2 variables. That one can be divided out, factored out. So I'll go to u squared minus 9u plus 14, right? Just dividing all of those. And now I'm just doing basic factoring. There's no number in front. So I have u minus 7 and u minus 2. Well, I saw that both a U and a V and thought that one was going to be more odd, but it's not. So that would be N. Alright, and that is it.